right, folks, so we're getting ready to take off and leave that old ranch house. But a couple guys drove in, a couple ranchers drove in yesterday and checking cattle, and they told me about this gravesite up on the hill, and we're actually just up on the hill above the ranch house. But kind of interesting. They didn't know much any more than what it says here on the gravestone, but you can kind of make out that here lies Bill Vickers, and then unfortunately it's too worn out. I can't see who the other person's name is, but you can make out that they were shot, and in 1887, or it's either 87 or 89. I can't for sure see, but I think it's 89, 1889. In August, yeah, August, and that's what kind of goes. There's a couple little markers, plates, basically. It looks like a metal rod with a disc on it of some sort, as a kind of a where they're laid. But you can see also here that some folks have left some mementos. There's a bunch of change up here. A few jars have probably had something in them at one time or another. Some old probably beer cans. But yeah, just another piece of history as we cruise along on this little overland trip and find these different things out in this desert. Again, to me, this is what this trip is all about, is finding out little bits and pieces of our history as I roll through here. But we're gonna get going. We do have quite a bit to still cover today to get the fields, and I do have to quit dinking around. You know, we've stopped several times, made several unplanned overnights just because we keep finding things that we're interested in. But I have some friends coming in, and if I'm going to meet them on time, I need to get on the road. So I see a lot of people have left some change here. I happen to have a quarter, so I'm gonna leave a little memento of my own and hit the road. All right, so chatting with those ranchers yesterday that came out here checking on cattle, if I just stayed on this dirt road, I would eventually pop out at a highway, but that highway is not where I want to end up. So we're going to be taking a left up here shortly, and that's going to take us across many more, miles of open BLM country to hopefully end up in the little town of Fields just outside of the Alvord Desert. So that's the plan. And like I said, I've got some friends coming into town today, or coming into Fields to meet me, and we're trying to meet up around 2. So I need to get on the stick and not be stopping and lollygagging too much anymore on this trip. As I continue down this route and checking everything out, it still surprises me that so many people think that overlanding is about off-roading. To me, it's much more than that. It's the search. It's that Lewis and Clark in all of us that wants to go see what is around the next corner, what's over the next hillside, what the next day adventure is going to bring. There's definitely no doubt that some off-road, that off-roading is involved, but like this road here so far has been pretty simple for the most part. I'd say most of it could be traveled even with a two-wheel drive vehicle at certain points of the year. Like right now it's very good, But you take another, if it was rained on real heavily, like you get a real good rain, then you definitely consider wanting something a little bit more off-road, because this dirt really turns into an absolute disaster if it's wet. And I have been stuck as Chuck, and even in this truck, out on the BLM after a good rainstorm. But again, like I said, you know, there's so much more to overlanding than just, you know, going out and trying to tackle the most aggressive trails as possible. To me, it's more about the search, more about the things you discover along the route than the hardcore trails that you can drive. All right, now we're traveling down a little bit of a road. It had a sign on it that this is some wilderness study area, and it just indicated please stay on existing roads and trails, which, you know, regardless if there's a sign or not, this is something that the overland and off-road community definitely should stick with. You know, don't be bahan across the desert or over the sage and all that. Stay on, you know, trails and routes that, you know, that are already there. And, you know, that way, you know, we should keep BLM from wanting to shut areas down because of the fact that, you know, people are destroying them. So anyways, yeah, just good rule of thumb, always just stay on the dirt roads that are already in existence. All right, guys, so we just lost a tire on the trailer. I think I just hit a sliced it on a rock that coming up this hill. We're not really in the best position to change it, so I'm going to just limp the truck very slowly up the hill and try to get to a better spot, and then we'll put the spare on. All right, guys, so I've got this thing up a little further here. You can definitely see where I caught something on the side. It just ripped the crap out of this tire. And yeah, so anyways, it looks like we'll be getting the high lift out and some tools and doing a quick tire change. Still not absolutely the best place, but it's about as best as I could do, and about as far as I really wanted to push the trailer or drive on that rim, because I was down that hill. So anyways, let's get started. All right, folks, I just want to take a minute and again thank Jackery for sponsoring the content on this channel. If it wasn't for my Jackery products, much of what you guys see would never actually happen. These products make it possible for me to be able to spend more time out here in the field where I need to be creating content for you guys, and less time in town near power sources. I rely heavily on my Honda Jackery 290, my Jackery Explorer 500, and my Jackery Explorer 240 to keep all this equipment up and running while I'm out in these remote locations. They're oftentimes dirty, dusty, bounced around in this truck, yet they continue to function and they've never failed on me. So if you guys are serious about wanting a good portable power solution for your adventures outdoors, give the line of Jackery power products a check. You can find them on my website, www.primal-outdoors.com/Jackery. And if you purchase one through my website, that lets them know that you found it on the Primal Outdoors channel, and hopefully they will continue keeping me up and running out in the field. this is where it definitely pays to have good tools when you're out in the field. That whole job actually only took me about maybe 15 minutes or so, so we're good to go and ready to get back on the trail. All right, guys, so we've gotten up in an area that is just absolutely amazing. Just as far as you can see, just grass, basically grasslands, and no shrubs that are any higher than maybe 4 or 5 inches. The one problem is, though, it's all you can see. This road is nothing but rock, cobbly, uneven rock, and it's jarring on the truck, jarring on me and Daisy and Wheeler, jarring on the trailer, and of course with the tire issue, I'm just really paying attention and driving extremely slow just to make sure that we don't risk puncturing another tire. But as you can see, we have just as far as the eye can see more of this to go, and it's already past noon, and I'm supposed to be meeting my friends at 2. I don't think we're gonna make it. All right, folks, so we're losing daylight pretty fast. We're very close now. We're very close. We just got to get over these mountains. But, you know, I'm thinking, you know, looking at it and knowing the time, it's 4:16 now, knowing it's been getting darker right around 5 o'clock-ish. You know, we've only got half hour, 45 minutes of daylight. The road we're on right now is fantastic. It's a super great road, easy driving. And if it stays, I say that and then I just hit a rut, but anyways, it is a good road. It's easy driving. If it stays like this and takes me over these hills and into fields, because it should drop me according to basically according to what I've calculated on Gaia, it should drop me right pretty much into the town. So if that all works out, we should be there very shortly. I did manage to get a little signal when I was up on one of the hillsides, and I've informed my friends that I would be late, because obviously I was supposed to meet them at 2 and it's now 4:17. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going and hopefully it works out. All right, guys, it looks like we made it. The truck's right behind the camera. We're actually overlooking all the area that we just came across, and I just wanted to share with you guys this amazing, beautiful sunset. I can see the Alvord Desert right now. It's just right over there. I can see the road snaking down this other hillside, so I feel really confident that it's going to get me down right where I had mapped out. So I'm super excited. This has been an epic journey of going from Christmas Valley all the way to the Alvord, which, I mean, we still got a little bit, but so far, just according to GPS, where we're at right now, we're 170 miles of off track, and only maybe 1% to 2% of that is actually where we had to cross a couple highways. So I did keep a track of this entire trip, and I will be making that GPX file available to my patrons on Patreon. So if you guys are members of my Patreon and this trip seems like something you'd be interested in, definitely check out my Patreon website, and you should be able to download it there. So But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because I know once I drop down in the fields, I'm gonna meet up with my friends. I'm gonna wanna hang out a little bit and just, you know, enjoy their company and have a good time and reminisce a little bit with them about this trip. So we are gonna spend a couple days here, so I will get you guys some video of me camped out on the Alvord, and so look forward to that coming up. But as it is for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below, and we'll catch you guys again outside.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be.